Hey, welcome back to the Morning Brew. You're gathered at the table. We're going to talk a lot about art today, Amber.
Yes.
This is a great segment. We'd like to welcome back to the show, or a friend of the show, Lawrence Vargas, who's a internationally known artist from New Mexico. Good to have you back,
Thank
Lawrence.
you. Glad
Thank
to be
you.
back.
Good to see you.
Oh.
I think your wife was with you last time.
Yes. We were here for Shoes for Kids on my son's
That's
foundation.
right. Yes. So we've got a big, of course, the big New Mexico Arts and Crafts Fair is coming up, and this is tied into that, right? Yeah.
Yes. You know, it's been 27 years since I've been at the New Mexico Arts and Crafts Show as an artist participating. You know, I'm just really excited to go back after 27 years to introduce this young lady and her talent. And so
This is about mentoring, and can you introduce your protege here?
yes, this is Devanie Marquez, and very, you know, I describe her as like my son, just raw talent, you know, just,
Ooh.
you know, never had no lessons. Maybe she had art school, but in high school, but you have to have it, you know, and that's what I spotted in her, just natural talent.
Welcome, Devanie. Nice to meet you.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us about your art aspirations.
My art aspirations are a wide range. I can paint from a cityscape all the way to a beautiful landscape in like the mountains or something. So I could practically paint anything, but it just has to come to me.
Devanie, what was your reaction when Lawrence offered to mentor you?
I was really excited because I had known him for a long time, and I knew he knew good art, and I knew that he had something that I didn't, was the marketing aspect of selling your artwork, so I was excited to learn that from him.
It's so true. So often artists, the art and the commerce don't mix.
Yes.
And so if you were able to introduce that aspect, and then she's off. You know,
Right.
she can become a professional artist.
Well, you know, a lot of people don't realize it's a business. And I learned that the hard way, you know, in my 20s when I was just starting my career. And what I've learned in all those years, you know, it is a business. And there's a lot of marketing that you have to learn. It's dealing with the public, you know, and when I saw the opportunity to work with her, I said, you know, this is my time to step forward and pay it forward and help this young lady and teach her behind the scenes, you know, so she can someday be a successful artist.
Not the art of the art, but it's the business of the art,
Right.
too.
Yes.
The day-to-day
And that's
managing all
the
that.
hardest part for artists.
Yes.
Oh, it
They
is.
just, we can't wrap our mind around that part of it.
Yes.
And it's so easy to escape into the artwork, you know? So what was the first project that you gave Miss Devanie?
Well, you know, what got all this started was, I'm old school, okay? I have my phone. I don't text or anything like that, but I was getting all these beautiful images of her work. And finally, I told my wife, I said, who the heck is sending me this work? And it's Devanie. So, you know, on my way to Arizona, you know, I was on my way to Scottsdale, and I just got on the phone with her mother and said, you know what? Let's get her in this New Mexico Arts and Crafts Show. And if she gets in, then I'll mentor her. I'll go full force with this.
Is this one of your paintings, Devanie?
Yes, this is called The Lonely Cowboy.
Nice.
Wow, look at your... Watercolor is such an incredibly difficult and unforgiving medium.
It's
Actually,
acrylic.
Oh, it's acrylic?
Ali, it's
Okay.
actually it's acrylic. I'm a
Wow.
watercolor, so it was
Are you?
hard.
Okay.
So-
Yeah.
But I just told her, you know, just let your feelings go and
And you love nature, it seems.
Now,
I've
Devanie,
always
you,
loved
you've had to produce a lot of work for this show.
Yeah.
You've been painting like crazy, right?
Yes, I am. Practically day to day.
I'll bet. Have you done a show and a sale before, that kind of thing?
It was sort of a show for A is for Art, and one of my paintings went up for auction, and that was the closest thing I came to at like a show, but it ended up selling there. But that was the closest thing.
Now you're going to have a whole bunch of people throwing money at you.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Hopefully.
I think you're going to sell out too as well.
I do too.
Your
You know,
artwork is so beautiful.
Well, since her article came out, you know, we've been getting a lot of calls, you know, interested in certain images, like this particular image here.
Yeah, we have one in studio here.
Yeah, the child and the mother. One of the projects I wanted her to do, because I wanted to see what I can pull out of her. And I lost my son, and this is an image here of a mother and a child. It's their last journey before she lets go of him or her. And I described that to her, and I said, you know, it's like she has that one final moment before she has to let go of her son. You know, it's hard to lose a kid. And she captured it well, you know. I described the scene and my heart, my mind.
Yes.
And with her talent, this is
is
what she, you know,
amazing.
so it's...
Gosh, it's so beautiful. Look at the sun coming through those trees. That is
Oh,
so incredible.
As a mom, you can relate to that.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
very powerful.
Well, this is great. And Lawrence, talk about the memorial shoes thing that you and your wife do.
Well,
This is
you know,
really a great
we,
story.
you know, when I lost my son, and he was known to give shoes to kids since the 5th grade. He was always being paying it forward. You know, so when we lost him, it was hard. It was devastating. You know, I stopped working for about a year. I stopped showing his work, and then one day we woke up. My wife says we need to do something in his memory, and he was known for giving shoes away. To this day, we've given over 5,000 pair of shoes. And I didn't know that Devanie was one of the volunteers there doing face painting.
There
Nice.
you go.
You know that, you know, it's amazing how we were brought together, because I hadn't worked with any young person, and
The serendipity is amazing.
yeah. So when I saw the opportunity there with her, I said, you know what, it's time for me to move on too, and to help some young people. And I hope to continue doing this at least once a year to help a young person, you know, to get their career started. You know.
Right.
And give them that inspiration and say, hey, you know, you can get out of your studio now, and it's time to bring your artwork
That's
to the
right.
forefront and
That's
share
right.
it.
Yeah, and she found that out, you know, because like you said, you know, getting ready for a show, she has to be, she has to have that, what did I tell you?
Marketing.
The marketing, but also she's her own boss, and she has to put her foot down and say, you know, I got to do so much painting today, and because I'm committed to a
Right.
show, and that's what's hard for an artist, is that
Yeah.
you have to focus on that. you know?
Sometimes you can't wait for the inspiration.
Yeah, yeah.
He's your inspiration now.
All right, so we're going to be able to see Devanie and her work at the New Mexico Arts and Crafts Fair. When is that? It's coming up, isn't it?
It's going to be at the end of the month, the
Right.
27th, 28th, and 29th.
It's always that time of year, out at the fairgrounds.
Yeah.
That's a fun event. That's a lot of fun. Yeah, let's, Director Dan, let's have a look at some of her other work here. And you can describe, wow, look at that, a castle.
That's my castle painting. I haven't named it yet, but
How about castle? I don't know.
seems
How about
suitable.
the Manor de Errands?
Oh. Does sort of look like my house. No, that's nice. What inspired you to do a castle?
Well, first I had painted the sky, actually, because I like painting skies, and then I was looking online at just a bunch of pictures, and I just love castles and like their architecture and
Sure.
how it flows with nature. So I just ended up painting a castle.
It's beautiful.
Why not?
And your paint
Here in New
and
Mexico.
clouds and
why not?
cloudscapes are so difficult to paint.
Somebody's got to have a castle here. Right?
Yeah. Well, actually, she was invited to Gertrude. You know, she's
Gertrude's
very,
castle.
very
Yeah.
well
Oh,
known,
cool.
you know, jewelers here.
Yeah,
and
the
so,
one
you know,
downtown there.
yeah, she was
This is
invited
sort of
to
a
that. So
kind
we
of a
already have
castle.
like 4 collectors interested in that particular piece, you know.
Nice.
But
That's cool. Hey, Lawrence,
love
great
it.
to see you.
oh, thank you.
Devanie,
Thank you,
congrats.
Thank you.
You've fallen in with a pretty good guy here, and you're going to learn a lot.
And I can definitely see why you saw the magic in her work.
Thank you. I just want to say one thing, you know, I do encourage her to go to school I am working with Nancy out of CNM. I'm also working for a scholarship and maybe a sponsorship to help her pay for those classes,
Great.
so she can learn the business part. You know,
Wonderful.
so.
Beautiful.
Excellent.
Lawrence, always great. Come back anytime.
Oh,
We love having you.
Thank you, guys.
Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
There's our guests, Lawrence Vargas and Devanie Marquez. Great art event. We'll be back in a moment. More to come on the show.